Have you ever wondered what WWE is going to look like in the future? Well, today we're going to go on WWE 2K Universe mode and we're going to simulate 25 years. Yes, really. Back at it again, back in the universe mode. The last time we did this, y'all seemed to really enjoy it, so now we're back, but we're gonna be doubling the time simulated. We're jumping 25 years into the future. I already got everything set up, so we're just gonna go ahead and simulate for the first year. Just raw. Just simulate the entire year raw. We'll see how it happens. All right, we're now 1 year into the future. Let's see if anything changed drastically in the championships. Jey Uso's the World Heavyweight Champion. Bronson Reed's the Intercontinental Champion. I guess Chad Gable and Otis made up at some point and became the World Tag Team Champions. Valhalla is the World's Women's Champion. Okay, this timeline is already cursed. And then Pure Fusion Collective, I think that's what they're called, are the Women's Tag Team Champions. Over on the SmackDown side of things, AJ Styles is the current WWE Champion. Logan Paul is the United States Champion again. The Street Profits are the Tag Team Champs. Asuka is the women's champion, of course, the same women's tag team champions. Let's see how a pay-per-view card looks like. Just 1 year into the future. Let's just take some notes. We got Santos versus Bobby. I guess Bobby never left. Liv Morgan versus Nikki Cross. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. Karrion Kross versus Austin Theories in a pay-per-view. I guess JD McDonough and Cedric Alexander became a team versus the Alpha Academy, the OG ones. Tamina and Bianca Belair teamed up against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Tegan Nox versus Rhea Ripley. Damn, there's Tegan Nox. She finally showed up. Jey Uso versus Seth Rollins, and then the New Day versus the Viking Raiders. Okay, that's not looking too good. Let's do a more drastic jump. Let's jump 5 years and just see how it changes. We have jumped 5 years into the future now. So let's check in on the current champions. I'm just kind of curious. For Monday Night Raw, Sami Zayn is the World Heavyweight Champion. This is the best timeline. We love Sami Zayn in this household, and to see him be the World Champion brings a tear to my eye. Omos is the Intercontinental Champion. Homo sapiens, this is our day.
Hello, Homo sapiens.
The New Day are the World Tag Team Champs. Raquel Rodriguez is the Women's World Champion. And then we got Pure Fusion Collective as the Women's Tag Team Champion still, even 5 years later. Over on SmackDown, we got Randy Orton as the WWE Champion. I'm not sure if he's already broken the all-time record, but this is probably his 15th World Championship. Maybe he can actually, beat the all-time record and win 17. Logan Paul still the United States Champion for some reason. LWO are the Tag Team Champs. Io Sky is the Women's Champ, and then same Women's Tag Team Champions, of course. Now we're going to go ahead and jump another full 5 years. Just to see, I'm trying to check in every 5 years, and then once we get to year 25, we'll do a full year sim. But let's start simulating. Alright, we're back in action. Year number 10. Ilya Dragunov is main eventing. Is something I love to see. But let's check in on the champions and see how things are going over on year number 10, which is, I guess, 2034? Seth Rollins is the World Heavyweight Champion. Braun Breaker. Wow, nothing has really changed except Sonya Deville is the Women's World Champion. Pure Fusion Collective, I guess 10 years into the future, literally holds all the women's titles except one. This is a weird timeline. Over on the SmackDown brand, Big E is the WWE Champion. That, I love to see that. I guess Big E made a recovery and return and became WWE Champion once again. Carmelo Hayes is the United States Champion. Honestly, I can see that happening within like the next year. The Brawling Brutes returned, I guess, and became the Tag Team Champs. Michin is the Women's Champion, and of course the same set of Women's Tag Team Champions. So now let's go ahead and simulate 10 more years. We're gonna jump ahead a little bit. We're gonna go ahead into year number 20. All right, we're back. Year number 20. Check out things on Raw over here. Champions Finn Balor. Finn Balor, like 60-year-old Finn Balor, is currently the World Heavyweight Champion. I will say the one thing that does suck about this is that no matter how far we go, we're gonna keep seeing the same wrestlers over and over again because 2K doesn't generate like new rookies or anything. So we're gonna keep seeing the same people over and over, but it's okay. 60-year-old Finn Balor can still go. Dominic Mysterio is the current Intercontinental Champion. Viking Raiders, current World Tag Team Champions. Tegan Nox actually wins the Women's World Championship 20 years later. And And this team is still, bro, every time we've checked in, Pure Fusion Collective has been the women's tag team champ. All right, so over on SmackDown, actually, Andre Chase is the WWE champion. Chase you. How, Sway? LA Knight, also 60-year-old at this point, is the United States champion. Okay, Brawling Brutes are still tag team champs. Bianca Belair has won the women's championship. And of course, Pure Fusion Collective as the most dominant women's tag team champions of all time. We're not going to check all the stats just yet. I want to check the stats when we get to 25 years, which is 5 more to go. So while we're going to go ahead and simulate that, and I'll check back with you guys in a second. We've officially reached year 25, so the simulation can officially begin. First things first, let's check out the statistics. You know, that's the most funny part of these videos, is seeing the statistics at the end of each year. We got CM Punk as the world heavyweight champion. We might be seeing this. I honestly think we might be seeing this in real life in like the next year or two. Braun Breaker is still the Intercontinental Champion. I guess he regained it. The New Day. Thea Hale is actually the Women's World Champion. That's a new one. That's a fun one. Finally, Piper Niven and Chelsea Green are the Women's Tag Team Champs. Finally, that team Pure Fusion Collective lost it. Over on SmackDown, we got Logan Paul is the WWE champion. Oh, brother. Jimmy Uso is the United States champion. Man, one of the Usos got a singles title. Pretty Deadly's the tag team champs. Bianca's the women's champ, and then same tag team for the women. Now I actually want to see the actual statistics of these for the championships. For the WWE championship, Bobby Lashley, Big E, wait, hold on. Big E earned it 5 times, Santos 5 times, Solo 4 times, Logan Paul won it 3 times, Andre Chase and Duke Hudson won it twice, Uncle Howdy, Austin Theory, Carmelo Hayes. What is this lineup? On the other side of things, CM Punk earned the World Heavyweight Championship 10 times, Jey Uso as well, Drew McIntyre 9 times, Seth Rollins 9 times, Braun 8 times, Finn Balor 8 times, Ilya Dragunov won it 6 times, Axiom won the World Heavyweight Championship 4 times. What? JD McDonough won it? Akira Tozawa won it 3 times. Omos, of course, the GOAT, has won it at some point. And then a combined reigns, Finn Balor has held it the longest for the combined reign of 1,000 days. I actually didn't check for the WWE Championship. Roman Reigns still holds it at 2,383 days. These are combined days, by the way, not one consecutive reign. For the World Tag Team Championship, the Viking Raiders and the New Day have won the Tag Team Championships 23 times each. Alpha Academy 18 times. Oh, brother, DIY won it 11 times. And then Imperium won it 5 times. Man, they've won it barely any. And then the New Day have held it for the longest consecutive reign at 2,864 days. The Intercontinental Championship is held by Braun Breaker 20 times. Kevin Owens has won it 13 times, The Miz 12 times, Bronson Reed 8 times, Omos, the GOAT, has held it 7 times, Dom 6 times, okay, and then these are existing champs, so nothing really out of the ordinary there except he won it 20 times. For the Tag Team Championship, the Brawling Brutes won it 18 times, and they have had the longest consecutive reign of 3,034 days. For the United States Championship, LA Knight has won it 14 times, Andrade has actually won the United States Championship 12 times, Tony D'Angelo and Carmelo Hayes have held it 9 and 8 times respectively. Logan Paul's won it 6 times, okay, and then I think these are mostly similar with some few exceptions that I guess Tony D'Angelo won at some point, and so did Ashanti the Adonis. And now for the women, the Women's WWE Championship, Bianca's held it 14 times. I can't believe Charlotte Flair is not number 1 in this scenario. And Bianca's held the longest consecutive reign, or the longest reigns, at 2,334 days. Nice. We love to see Charlotte Flair not be the one on top. Okay, this one's gonna be interesting because there's like a combined 3 to 4 teams. Wow. Oh my goodness. 22 times has Shayna Baszler been a tag team champ. Zoe Stark 19 times with the Pure Fusion Collective. Chelsea Green, Piper Niven 16 and 17 times. Liv Morgan 16 times. When did Liv Morgan get into a tag team? Zelina Vega, Shotzi, Alba Fire, Asuka. And then these are like the realistic ones. Very, very confused. And then Shayna Baszler has held it for a combined 3,047 days, along with Zoe Stark at 2,800 days. And then lastly, the Women's World Championship is currently held by Thea Hale of all people, with Becky Lynch holding it 16 times, Raquel 9 times, Alexa Bliss 7 times, what? Charlotte Flair 7 times, Tegan Nox held it 6 times, Natalya 5 times, Indy Hartwell 3 times, okay, Candice LeRae, Maxine became Women's World Champion, what? Nikki Cross, Roxanne, Thea Hale, Valhalla won it that one time and never won it again, thank goodness. And then Becky Lynch has held it for the longest combined reign of 1,965 days. Hello there, dear viewer. Are you enjoying the video? You better be. Because if you are, I'm gonna need you to subscribe to the channel and help me reach 20,000 subscribers. We're so close, man. And also follow me on X, by the way. I need to get to 1,000 followers over there. All right, now let's get back to the video. You followed, right? Alright, now that that's all out of the way, now we can actually start simulating in the future. Axiom versus JD McDonough, Nathan Frazier versus Finn Balor, Ilya Dragunov versus The Miz. You know what's the funny thing about this is that all these people are very old now, but they're still wrestling somehow. Especially Randy and Logan Paul are wrestling for the WWE Championship in the main event of SmackDown of 2044. Actually, no, like 2048. Actually, no, like 2049. Grayson Waller, Tony D'Angelo, and Karrion Kross. Okay. Andre Chase versus Big E, Tiffany Stratton, Wendy Chu, Carmella, AJ, Randy Orton versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul has won or retained the championship, I guess, going to Backlash. Becky Lynch versus Thea Hale, Street Profits versus the Good Brothers, Miche versus Blair Davenport, New Day versus DIY, Andre Chase versus Big E, Braun and Bruce versus Pretty Deadly, oh, whatever this team is, versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Tiffany Stratton versus Bianca Belair is going to be a banger when it happens in real life for the Women's Championship. And then Axiom versus JD McDonough is actually main eventing the show. Bianca retains, Axiom wins, Thea Hale retains, DIY, alright. We got Roxanne, we got Katana Chance versus Ronda Rousey. What? Cedric versus Dexter Loomis, Becky Lynch, Thea Hale, Candice LeRae, Axiom versus Braun Strowman, Nathan Frazier versus Gunther. That could actually be a really good match. Drew McIntyre versus Ilya Dragunov, and Roxanne Perez versus Alexa Bliss. The most odd lineups of all time. Over on SmackDown, we got Dakota Kai, Blair Davenport, Carl Anderson, Julius Creed, Shotzi and Zelina Vega, I guess, are a team versus Aladon and Alba Fire, Andre Chase, Santos and Logan, Street Profits, Pretty Deadly, Duke Hudson and Bobby Lashley, Carmelo Hayes and Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. 25 years into the future, these people are pushing 60 and they're still going at it. And then Tiffany Stratton versus Bianca Belair. I'm just curious, Cody Rhodes has won again 25 years in. Night of Champions, Ronda Rousey's main eventing is not a good sign. Axiom, Braun Strowman, Braun Breaker versus Dexter Loomis for the IC title, Shotzi, Zelina Vega versus Aladon and Alba Fire. We got the Good Brothers versus the Creed Brothers, Blair Davenport versus Dakota Kai, DIY versus the New Day, Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez is actually a match that's already happened in real life. I would love to see it again. Tiffany versus Bianca Belair, and then this team versus Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. This is an abomination. I don't know why this exists. And they win. Oh, brother. Dexter Loomis beat Braun Breaker for the IC title. In what planet? Now we got Braun Breaker versus Apollo Crews running this NXT feud back 25 years later. Axiom versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Candice LeRae versus Nikki Cross. So didn't they have like a best friend thing or whatever, like unrequited friendship whatever thing going on? Nathan Frazier, The Miz, Omos, and Finn Balor in a fatal four-way. This is gonna be the greatest match of all time. Ilya Dragunov, Jey Uso, and then Liv Morgan, Ronda Rousey versus Chelsea Green, Piper Niven. Oh lord, no. Stop rewarding this. Over on the SmackDown side of things, we got Melo versus Austin Theory, Tamina versus Tiffany Stratton, Andre Chase, Santos Escobar, Blair Davenport, Scarlett, Duke Hudson versus Uncle Howdy, Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, and then Bobby Lashley versus Logan Paul for the WWE title, by the way, which Bobby Lashley wins. It's too bad, so sad, Logan. I wouldn't even be surprised if Bobby Lashley looks exactly the same 25 years later. That man does not age. Money in the Bank. That's who we get as our Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank in the future. Brawling. Why does Ridge Holland look so much bigger than Sheamus in this? What is this render sizing? Anyways, Brawling Brutes, Creed Brothers, Shinsuke versus Axiom, Thea Hale, Candice LeRae for the Women's World Championship. This is a crazy visual. Tiffany versus Tamina. Oh my gosh, she's still wrestling. Uncle Howdy, Duke Hudson, Santos Escobar, Andre Chase, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven versus the Pure Fusion Collective, Braun Breaker, Apollo Crews, the men's Money in the Bank with The Miz, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Akira Tozawa, JD McDonough, and Braun Strowman. What? Where's the women's? They're just doing an 8-man ladder match, which almost has the same people. We got Gunther versus Finn versus Drew versus Sammy versus Damian versus Miz versus Seth versus Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Which Punk wins? He's won it once again. He's held it like what, 10 times? Now it's 11. And then Sami Zayn is Mr. Money in the Bank. I could actually see that happening. I don't know about 25 years in though. Post-editing John here, I was trying to record something and I just realized that in the same save file, Paul Heyman is managing Logan Paul. Logan Paul is a Paul Heyman guy apparently. Sure. Becky Lynch, Candice LeRae, Ludwig Kaiser, Tommaso Ciampa, Axiom, Akira Tozawa. Wow, Ronda Rousey just switched teammates again, and now his teaming is Valhalla. That's even worse. This is an even bigger abomination. Braun Breaker, Apollo Crews, Thea Hale, Alexa Bliss, Nathan Frazier, Gunther, Ilya Dragunov, Sami Zayn. Please give me that match in real life. And then Rhea Ripley versus Thea Hale for the Women's World Championship. And then Thea Hale retains, bro. Thea Hale's just a superstar in this future. She beat Rhea Ripley for the title, or she didn't beat her for the title, but she defended against her for the title. Going on to SmackDown. Shotzi and Zelina Vega versus Isla Dawn and Alba Fire again. Montez Ford versus Joaquin Wilde. Blair Davenport, Dakota Kai, Biggie, Andre Chase. Carmelo Hayes versus Austin Theory. Brawling Brutes, Pretty Deadly. Roman Reigns, Logan Paul, not again. And then Duke Hudson versus Rey Mysterio in the main event. That's kind of funny as Rey Mysterio wins. SummerSlam, we are here. Biggie, Andre Chase. Damian Priest, Axiom, Dakota Kai, Blair Davenport, Imperium versus DIY. This is a banger. I don't care if they're in their 70s. This match would still slap. LWO versus the Street Profits. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter versus the Pure Fusion Collective. Doug Hudson versus Rey Mysterio. Sami Zayn, Gunther, and CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's a banger. They're cooking. And then in the main event, Thea Hale versus Raquel Rodriguez for the Women's World Championship. So first on up, Big E defeats Andre Chase. Damian Priest wins. Dakota Kai defeats Blair Davenport. DIY retained. LWO beat the Profits. Pure Fusion Collective unfortunately wins. Rey Mysterio beats Duke Hudson. Gunther wins the World Heavyweight Championship. And then Thea Hale is still Women's World Champion. She cannot be stopped. She's too strong. Over on the next week, we got, what do we got? We got anything cool? Ilya versus Braun Strowman. Axiom versus Sami Zayn could actually go pretty crazy. See, the funnest part about this is also the crazy matches that the AI books, because it's so far in and there's so many new faces. It's just funny to see what they even do. Like, what is this? Why are you here? A fatal four-way for the WWE Championship between Randy, Ray, AJ, and Bobby. And then Rey Mysterio is the new WWE Champion at like 70 years old. They're relying on the legends to a whole nother level. We're back on Payback as superstar Thea Hale over here is main eventing. Let's see, anything interesting happening here? But the story of this video has been Thea Hale. She has been the superstar. And then she still wins the World Heavyweight Champ, or the Women's World Championship, I'm sorry, from Xia Li, who apparently returned at some point in the last 25 years. Thea Hale is unstoppable. She's the story of this video. She cannot be stopped. And now she's defending against Rhea Ripley, literally the SmackDown, or I'm sorry, the Monday Night Raw later afterwards, and she retains. Thea Hale is too strong. Hold on. What's her overall? She's only a 70, and she's cooking this hard? Bro, there's no way. She retained against Rhea again. How good is she? We got Carmella versus AJ. Brawling Brutes, LWO, Gigi Dolan versus Blair Davenport, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, okay. Bailey versus Io Sky running it back, and then Duke Hudson and Austin Theory in the main event, and Austin Theory wins. Why are they insisting on this rivalry as we move on to Fastlane? MVP should not be here. He should be in the retirement home. Roxanne Perez versus Maxine Dupree. Tag Team Championship match. Austin Theory, Duke Hudson. Tag Team Championship match. Tiffany versus Bailey. Ilya, Sami Zayn, and Gunther. Oh my goodness. This is going to go insane for the world title. And then, oh, Sami Zayn pulling double duty. He has a triple threat and a match with Axiom in the same night. What a goat. Braun Breaker predictably beats MVP, of course. Blair Davenport wins. Roxanne, Pretty Deadly. Duke Hudson wins. DIY are still champs. Bailey's defeats Tiffany. Ilya Dragunov is the World Heavyweight Champion. And then Sami Zayn beats Axiom in the main event. You know, let's just go ahead and jump to Survivor Series War Games. For the Women's War Games is Tiffany, Gigi Dolan, Charlotte Flair, Bailey versus Blair Davenport, Fallon Henley, Tamina, and Scarlett. These teams are not balanced evenly. For the men, it's going to be Tony D'Angelo, Stax, Carmelo, Rich Holland, the Creed brothers, Randy Orton, and R-Truth. Okay, what a crazy pay-per-view. Oh, Thea Hale, superstar Thea Hale. Sonya Deville was the one to dethrone superstar Thea Hale. Oh no, this sucks. This is the worst timeline. So at this point, let's just simulate through the pay-per-views that are remaining, which is just Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania. And then we'll check the historical stats at the end. We got some whatever matches here, but I'm more curious to see who are going to win the Rumbles. For the men's Rumble, Cody Rhodes wins the Rumble again. He still got it 25 years later. And then for the women, Xia Li wins. Okay, I don't really have much to say about that, honestly. So we're just going to move on to Elimination Chamber. In the men's Elimination Chamber, for absolutely nothing, we got Duke Hudson, Randy Orton, Stacks, Roman Reigns, Logan Paul, and Rey Mysterio. Okay. Or the Women's World Championship, we got Alexa Bliss, Tegan Nox, Natalya. I would honestly believe that she would still be wrestling at this point. Indy Hartwell, Xia Li, and Rhea Ripley. As Rhea Ripley reclaims the Women's World Championship 25 years later. And now finally, we have reached WrestleMania. This would be like what, WrestleMania 65, I think? WrestleMania 65 card coming up. We got Rey versus Cody for the WWE title. Andre Chase versus AJ Styles. We got a women's 6-man tag with Shotzi, Zelina Vega, and Blair Davenport versus Isla Dawn, Alba Fire, and Tamina. Duke Hudson versus Santos Escobar. Braun Breaker versus Bronson Reed for the IC title. LA Knight versus Tony D'Angelo for the US title. We got the Viking Raiders versus Alpha Academy for the tag team titles. Drew McIntyre versus Axiom for the World Heavyweight Championship. I guess Axiom won it at some point. This abomination of a team versus Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. Tiffany versus Bianca. Bayley versus Charlotte Flair for the women's title. Gunther versus Jey Uso. Becky Lynch versus Thea Hale. And in the main event, it's Rhea Ripley versus Xia Li for the women's world championship. I am not gonna lie, that this WrestleMania card kinda mid. But Rey Mysterio retains, AJ Styles wins, Shotzi, Zelina Vega, and Blair Davenport win, Santos Escobar wins, Bronson Reed wins, LA Knight wins the title, Chad Gable and Otis retain the title, Drew McIntyre wins the World Heavyweight Championship. Unfortunately, this abomination wins. Bianca Belair beats Tiffany Stratton. Charlotte Flair wins. Of course she does. She had to get one on this video. Jey Uso wins. Thea Hale, superstar Thea Hale, beats Becky Lynch. And then finally, Rhea Ripley retains against Xia Li. And then one last thing before we wrap things up for the video. Let's check the historical stats. So for WrestleMania, seems like not much has changed except for Sheamus, who has had 30 WrestleMania appearances. Same thing with SummerSlam, except Randy Orton has had 16 appearances. So for Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins has won Money in the Bank 7 times, with CM Punk winning and cashing it in at 5 different points. Royal Rumble is completely identical with the exception of Cody, who has won 4 Rumbles at this point. So it looks like at some point Cody has won 2 Rumbles in the last 25 years. And that is pretty much it. And that's gonna be the end of today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. How do you think WWE is gonna look like 25 years? It's obviously gonna be completely new faces. But do you think some of the people we see today are still gonna be around? Who knows? Let me know what you think. And of course, like I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 20K, bro. We might already hit 20K by the time this goes up. I don't know. But thank you for all the love, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.